Thanks for joining us. Now, public access to information in Ghana, a myth or a reality? By the close of day, we should have an answer to that question. You need to stay tuned to Joy News for the public forum to mark the International Day for Universal Access to Information. Now, 16 years ago, the Right to Information Bill was submitted to Parliament with the hope that in the name of transparency, our legislators would be interested in giving access to information and, in return, enjoy the benefits of running a transparent government. Well, it has still not been passed. Over the years, the bill has been moving to and from Parliament with promises by political parties to ensure its passage unfulfilled. September 28 is International Right to Know Day, a day to share ideas and success stories about the freedom of information and its development in the world. In light of the fact about Ghana's situation, we'll have no success story to tell. The Coalition on the Right to Information is therefore urging Ghanaians to add their voices to demands for the passage of the law. Now, in the studio with me to give us an understanding of where we are and how things are looking is Madam Esther Ahuru. She is a program officer at the Commonwealth Human Rights Initiative Africa office. That's the secretariat for the Coalition on the Right to Information. Thanks for your time, ma'am.
You're welcome, dear.
So let's begin. What is the current state of the bill?
Okay. Thank you and good morning to your viewers. The Right to Information Bill, as you've stated already, the journey has been ongoing for over a decade now. The current state as we speak now is that all we know is that the bill is with the executive. Because as you know, due to the expiration of the past parliament, the bill has to move back to the executive where the bill came from, so that they will resubmit it to Parliament for Parliament to work on it. So as we speak now, the last communication that we had with the AG's office, because they are the institution working on the bill, is that the bill has been submitted to Cabinet, and therefore they are waiting for Cabinet approval to be submitted to Parliament. That was around May. So that's all that we know about the bill now. That's the current state that we know now.
And after Cabinet forwards it to Parliament, what should follow afterwards?
Then definitely Parliament has to work on it. Normally the process is that Parliament will gazette it, and then there will be first reading. I mean, when they submit it, the submission is what they call the first reading. And then afterwards, they gazette it for the public to know about it, and then they do public consultation and all that. But I believe that because this process, we have been doing it over and over again, I don't think that, I mean, maybe we will skip some of the process, but then after that, then we do the second reading, then the third reading, the passage. So
if everything was to go according to the normal procedure, how long do you expect this one to take?
If only like the normal procedure, and also if only our leaders or our duty bearers are so much interested in this bill, I'm sure it wouldn't take more than even let me say a month, because like I said, and like you said, this journey has been ongoing for a very long time, and a lot of work has been done already. Currently, as we speak, the current bill is in a good shape, though it's not perfect, but it's in a good shape that if we are committed to it and we pass it, it will be a good bill for us.
We'll come back to what makes it imperfect. But today, you've chosen the theme, Public Access to Information in Ghana, a myth or reality. What do you hope to achieve with this theme?
Okay, that the law is supposed to help us how the rights will be enjoyed. So the aim is to bring out people from the different sections of the society to come and share their experiences as to when they are requesting for information from public institutions, what they go through. Because we hear this over and over again, because we do some of this work. So we request for information over and over, and they go through a lot of difficulties and challenges. But our officials have pretended that they are not seeing, or they are not aware of it. So we want them now on a public platform. We want them to tell the whole world what they go through, and then at the end of the day, we want to collate all the ideas that will come up and submit it to the executive.
What will be the appropriate response from the executive?
We hope. We are just hoping that they will do the needful. We are just hoping that as they are there for us, and as we are also complaining, as we are channeling our complaining through them, they will seek to ensure that they settle some of these problems for us by passing the bill into law, because that's the only way that will help us to access, for good access to information. Because now when you go to the public institutions, the challenges that you go through, I'm sure as a journalist you know. So I believe that what we seek to achieve is that once we forward this to the executive, it will be like something that will motivate them to see the fact that we actually need a law.
So far, how would you say we have fared in the absence of the bill? Bad in the sense that there are situations whereby we even actually, I'm sure that we did at place, and especially when you talk to our leaders, they keep telling us that we have so many media houses, newspapers every day, and then we are getting a lot of information when you go to the internet. Yes, but those are the information that the public institution want to give us. That doesn't mean that's what we need. So if you are talking about the fairing, it's very bad, because when you go through the process, to the extent that even when you request, even just acknowledging receipt of your request is even a problem. And even when you try to follow up, you end up going from one office to the other because they can't even trace your letter. So as we speak now, it is very bad to the extent that even when you send, you don't even receive acknowledgement. Talk alone, getting the whatever you are requesting for. At times, if you are lucky, you get it. But I don't think we should work on that if you are lucky, then you get it. It's a right. So if we want to promote transparency, if we want to promotes accountability, if we seek to fight this corruption that we are talking about, then I believe that it is important that we ensure that some of these tools are put in place to help the general public join in this fight. It's not only about journalists talking, it's not only about journalists telling us what we want to know. We also want to know what is going on, because if you look at the Auditor General report that always come out, when they come out, then we make a lot of noise. That is when the harm has already been done. What about when the harm was being done? What about if we have the power to access information, and therefore the citizenry are following up right from the beginning? When the money is taken down, then the people are following up, asking questions and getting the right answers and ensuring that the money is used for the... Do you think we are going to get such reports every year? And we keep discussing the same thing? There's no ending to those stories. So that is what we are talking about. So in your view, it is critical for the fight against corruption mainly? Very, very critical. What about the danger that it could pose if sensitive information is leaked to the public?
Yes, that is why when you look at the law, that is what the law even seeks to achieve, because the law is not talking about giving every information out. When you talk about the Right to Information Bill, we have exempt clauses. And the exempt clauses talk about information that deals with security. So it is not the fact that you have the right doesn't mean that you are going to get every information that you request for. So that is why we are asking for the law, so that at least the law will come out clear. These are the ABC, is what you can request, and this is what you can't request. Those are the information that when it's disclosed, is going to harm the security of the nation. So, and I'm sure if public officials who are put to be in charge of those information, if they try to leak out certain information which is not supposed to go out, they should be punished for that, and that is stated in the law, in the bill.
Now, about information being all right. In some cases, it has been suggested that perhaps citizens should be made to pay an amount to facilitate the information that they get. It came up recently when Citizen Ghana Movement won a court case to derive information on the bus branding issue from the Attorney General's office. Yes. Now, would you say that isn't this a way of barring people from getting it? Because if it's my right, I shouldn't be stopped from getting it because I don't have that money.
Yes, exactly our point. That is what the coalition seeks saying all the time. What we are saying is that as per international standard and best practices, you don't charge for looking for the information for the person. The amount that the Citizen Ghana movement was charged to pay is outrageous. How many people can pay that amount just to request for information, and in the name of doing something for your own state? It's not a personal thing that they were even doing. So that is why we even need the law, because when the law comes, the law will specify clearly how much a person is supposed to pay. And as we speak now, in the current bill, which was proposed by the coalition, is that the person seeking the information should be allowed to pay just the reproduction of the information. When you say the reproduction, that is if the information is being photocopied for you, you pay for that cost. If you want it on a pen drive, you bring your pen drive. That's the reproduction. We are reproducing the information for you. Otherwise, the initial bill, the old one, which is now changed, actually, the old one was actually talking about so many things which will involve even paying for the time of the official who is going to look for the information for you. So now, as we speak now, the fee regime in the current bill is a bit okay as compared to the old one when it was drafted.
So you are satisfied with that element of it?
Yes, yeah.
What of the restrictions in terms of security?
Yes, like I said, okay, when you look at the bill, we have exempt clauses. And apart from the exempt clauses always go with a harm test or a public interest test. What this means is that when you say harm test, what this simply means is that, okay, if somebody is requesting for information, you should be able to test it to see whether the harm that will be caused when disclosing the information will be more than the interest to the public. So when you weigh it and the harm is more than the benefits to the public, then you don't disclose it. And the public interest is again like the opposite of it. If disclosing the information will be in the interest of the general public, then you have to do that, like the Citizen Ghana movement's case. I mean, it was in the interest of the general public. That is why the information was released.
Right. Your final words, ma'am.
Okay, my final words to Ghanaians and to all of us is that today, as you said, is the International Day for Universal Access to Information, and globally, human rights advocates are celebrating this day with a lot of activities, workshop and all that. And as Coalition on the Right to Information, we are doing a public forum, which you have already mentioned. We are inviting everybody to come around at the International Press Center at 2 p.m. We are inviting everybody to come around to come and help share your experience on how you are faring whilst requesting for information from public institutions. This journey, I'm sure we've gone a long way, and we want people to still be committed to it, because together we can do it. Together we can do it. So I believe that we need to show our leaders that we really need this bill to be passed into law. Thank you. Right,
and it will also be live on Joy News on Multi TV and Joy 99.7 FM and My Joy Online. But let's have a sneak peek of what to expect.
Joy News, in partnership with Star Ghana, brings you commemoration of the International Day for Universal Access to Information, IDUA 2017. Join us at the International Press Center at 2 p.m. Thursday, 28th September 2017, as we ask, public access to information in Ghana, a myth or a reality, to highlight the urgent need for the passage of the RTI Bill, live on TV, radio, and online.